so glad you could join me here today. Today we're going to do a nice little interesting painting that I feel like anyone could be able to follow along to this painting. So let me run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me tell you what I got then up here. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, wet, ready to go. And yeah, let's just get started with today's painting. So, oh, hold on, give me a sec. I'm gonna just clean my brush a bit. Had some paint on the handle. Today we're gonna do, I don't really know what we're gonna do, but let's just wing it today. How about that? So, before I start it, let me fix something real quick so we don't have any technical problems in this video. Sorry about that. I was just trying to avoid any technical problems that could have occurred like last video. But before we started, let's just go up here and just add some phthalo blue. This time whoever prepared my canvas did a good job. Seems like it so far. And they added enough liquid white. It's crucial you put enough. Not too much, not too little. You just need the right amount of liquid white. So just doing crisscross. Last time I didn't do crisscross strokes because there was little liquid white, so it was for quicker doing. But this time we can do crisscross pretty quickly. Took us about a minute and a half to do. Okay. Now, I think I also want a big old cloud on this one. So I'm gonna grab my fan brush and I'm going to go into titanium white paint. Load up my brush. Let's come up here and let's just do circular motions. Shoot. Just like so. Big old cloud. Big, strong, tough cloud. It's been through everything. Okay, just scrubbing on paint, basically. All I care really is that top layer. The bottom layer, I can care less. So the brush I use for the sky, just blending out the base of the cloud, lift up. You can lift down or pull down a bit if you feel like it, but just go across. Can't forget that step. Okay? Now, let's go ahead. Let's get crazy in today's painting. Now, gotta really clean off my knife. I was doing a painting someone asked me to do for them. It's a personal project, but I dirtied my palette knife in the process and didn't clean it. Okay, ivory black and dark cyan and Van Dyke brown. And let's put in a big old mountain. Let's decide where a mountain lives. We chose right around there. Okay. Just blacken that base color and scratch off that paint. You just want your canvas to have a dark stain we can say. And so much paint, just save it on your palette. Now, let's go ahead, screw it. Let me use the same brush that I used for the sky and just pull and move the base color that's still on there. Just touch and pull. Since there's liquid white, you can do this fairly easy. Shouldn't take much effort. Just pull it. Just like so. Now, let's go ahead, let's highlight this mountain. I think I want it to be a snowy mountain. Cut a roll of titanium white paint. Let's come up here. No pressure. Just let that paint glide. I was a bit nervous after yesterday when I filmed the first video of season 9 and I had so many technical errors. I'm nervous today, so I have a bit of a shaky hand, but that comes to my advantage. That helps me out. Helps me out with this, especially with painting mountains. But delicate pressure. You can't put much pressure into this. People like to blame it's bad luck or anything, but if it's either two things, either you have a paint that's so runny that it's almost like water, or you're putting too much pressure. It's one or the other. But there's no such thing as bad luck. Nothing known as that when it comes to painting mountains. And you kind of just have to practice it over and over. Now, let's get a shadow. It's a mixture of the base color, phthalo blue, and some whites. And you're going to pull that paint the opposite direction. Okay? Push that peak behind. Just like so. Okay? Do what you can with the big knife. And right now we'll grab the smaller knife and work in smaller details. So look, this is what I'm talking about. Smaller palette knife, but you're gonna do the same thing. You're just using a smaller blade to reach into those hard to get into places. Okay? Now, one might say you lost your highlights. You can go back and fix those highlights. Just get some white. Just like so. Very gentle. Very, very gentle. Maybe this one's hidden, but not that hidden. Just like so. Now, let me grab this brush. Following the angle, tap. you want to create the illusion of mist. Nowadays, there's so much pollution that it would look weird if you don't have mist, or also known as pollution. Now, I just grab it, blend it up a bit, just like so. Now, let's go ahead, let's add some land. So I'm gonna go into some ivory black, sap green, and cadmium yellow. Mostly ivory black though. Now let's come up here and just block in base color for some land. Simple as that. Load up your brush. Doesn't really matter how you fill in the rest, as long as you have that base color on. That's all that matters. Now, I'm gonna address this right now. If you guys want to support me, I want to try to sell on eBay my original paintings that I record. But if you're from outside the US, shipping cost will be a bit more expensive. But if you're in the US, then shipping costs will be a bit more cheaper for you guys. But I would love to have my paintings around different areas and kind of think I made it or made an impact. Now, let's come up here. I just add some water. So I'm going into some green, cadmium yellow, and ivory black, a little bit of liquid white, something like so. Let's come up here. Oh, that's too dull. Yeah, that's better. Just tap on that grassy green color. I don't like when my grass looks dulled out. That's just me personally. This one's like, this is the dullest I'll go. I don't like having it more dull. I usually like my paintings to be a bit more bright, welcoming. Just tap. Just tap it. Now, I'll add an extra little highlight here and there. Here and there and there and here. Now, let's go ahead. Let me clear up a spot on my palette. Ivory black, Van Dyke brown, maybe a little dark sienna. Mix it up. Now, I'm going to load that color up on my fan brush. As you can see here, let's come up here. Let's decide where our tree lives. Okay. Now, I'm going to, let me pile this paint up first. I mix up quite the pile of paint, as you can see. I'm gonna mix up more though. And some sap green this time. Okay. I'm gonna grab a 1-inch brush and just load up your brush through one direction. Let's come up here. Just tap. That's all you have to do. Tap. And load up your brush if you have to again. But when you load up one direction, you get a curved side. That curved side faces up when blocking in these leafy look. Now, let's go ahead. Let's grab some dark sienna white on my fan brush and just a little indication here and there. Don't want much. Now, I want to highlight that tree. Can't just leave that tree like that. So, cadmium yellow, sap green, and a touch of liquid white. Just to make it thin. But again, loading up through one direction. And just adding like a dark green color, as you can see there. And load up brighter color. Now, I think the light's coming this way. So just adding a few more lighter highlights just here and there. And I think that's it for there. Fix up the base. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get crazy. Someone would want to probably live out here. So let's put in a cabin. First thing I gotta pile this paint up and pull it out flat. Once you pull it out flat, cut a roll. Get that nice little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Now let's come up here. Let's decide where our cabin lives. Maybe just right along here. Now, maybe over here. Okay. Pull down. There's so much paint, the paint's blending. That's how much paint I use. Okay. Now, dark sienna and some white. Let's come up here. Just a few little highlights. Now, I'm going to add some Van Dyke brown to that. Cut a roll. Get that little roll of paint. And I just want few indications of some logs. Maybe they couldn't get a wood sheet, or they just had to make it out of trees and it became a log cabin. Who knows? You do that for one side, gotta do it for the other. If you do paint breaks over here, it'll look a bit off. Okay, now I'm gonna do a paint break on the roof. I know it's a mess, but I feel like when my cabins look like a mess, they look more old. That could just be me though. Some of you are probably saying, yep, that's definitely just you. And that's okay. Now, let's add in a door. You know what? This is too much dark. Doesn't even look like a cabin. I'm going to go into Van Dyke Brown and some dark. Just so that way I get more of a wood look. But I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just trying to get more of a brown color instead. So then when I put in my black, it can pop out. Okay. I'm gonna do the top ones first. Okay. I don't do these log cabins a lot. Okay. Some over here. Just like so. Some white. Separate. Now, just a door. So much paint is on here. I wish you can be here in person to see how much paint is truly on here. Now, let's put in a nice pathway. Okay, let's do dark sienna and white. Just let some of that paint break. Okay, now load up your brush and just like so. How much time we're at? Ooh, 24 minutes, 25. Just tapping on. I wish we can do this for a whole hour. Let's put in a little like driveway sort of thing. You get where I'm trying to say. Okay. So just dark sienna white some Van Dyke brown. Here and there. Some white to my brown just to make it lighter. That's our highlight to kind of make it stand out even more. Just like so. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Now, let's go ahead. Let me pile up my paint once more. And maybe there's a pathway. Maybe it's like a bridge sort of situation. Okay. Now, load up ivory black into my 2-inch. And just pulling that paint. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Put more. Do the same thing for the other side. Okay. Let's connect them. What the heck? Okay. Now, let's grab some white with our fan brush. And maybe just here and there. Let's just imagine little waterfall throughout the bridge. Load up your brush. Okay. Now, let us put some dark color there. Just to make it seem like old rocks, something living out there, holding up that grass color. More dark sienna. Okay. Now, shoot, we went overboard in time. Just a little bit here and there. Just like so. And just highlight. Damn, today we really passed the time, didn't we? Let me highlight that. Keeps blending. just load it up. Just go at it. And is that it? You know what? Last thing before I go, I'm gonna add a fence in. Maybe here. Okay. Just like so. It's a private property. Lucky person, whoever gets to see this view every morning. Just a few little highlights. Here and there. And I think that's pretty much it for today's painting. I don't want to hold you guys much longer, but I thank you guys for joining me in today's painting. I know I took a bit longer in today's video, but I think it's well worth it. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and I'll see you then. Goodbye, my friend.